Hey guys, it's Jenny Silver, and today I have an update for those of you in the state of California on many of the major issues that are going on with the California EDD right now. Now, these videos I do almost weekly, and they are very dense. I try to jam-pack in the majority of the major issues that claimants are seeing this week with the EDD so that you have a one-stop video where you can go if you're having a problem. Now, I want you to use the timestamp menu down below where you can see and select your own specific issue because this video is really long. First up, I know that many of you have been calling the EDD all day. Many of you tried to call all day yesterday, but the EDD was closed in observance of Cesar Chavez Day. Today, the day following the closure, the phone lines are jam-packed. You guys are blowing up the video comments over in my How to Call Trick video, telling me that it doesn't work. It does still work, but you guys, unfortunately, the phone lines are extremely jammed up from the overflow of everyone trying to call in yesterday. I would recommend trying to call again tomorrow, and I still recommend that time frame between about 3 and 4 p.m. of trying to call in and use How to Call Trick. I'm going to link the video down below so you can see the trick and try to use it. Keep in mind that you will need to call the EDD repeatedly. Some people will do this over and over and over again, and some people will give up after the first, second, third, fourth try. Keep in mind that you will need to do it repeatedly until you get through. It's not going to be a trick that works instantly. Now, what about if you cannot get a hold of the EDD? I want you guys to contact your assembly members. Many of you still have not contacted your assembly member, but you are complaining that you cannot get through to the EDD. Now, it's extremely frustrating that you cannot get through to customer service, but I want you to take that extra step and contact your assembly member. They have been extremely helpful in acting as a liaison between the claimants and EDD, and in most cases, they will even follow up with the EDD and you several times until the issues are resolved. Next, let's talk about those of you that are stuck in pending. First, let's talk about those of you that are all stuck in pending. All of your certifications are pending. Now, this can be due to a variety of reasons. Number one, has your claim expired? Look in UI Online, look at your claim start date, count 12 months out after that. That is the end of your benefit year. If it says on extension, count 12 months out from your claim start date. That's the end of your benefit year. If you are UI, PEUC, Fed Ed, once you reach the end of 12 months worth of benefits, you must file a new claim if you qualify. If you don't qualify for a new claim, then EDD must check that off in your account, and then they will allow you to continue to collect one of the federal extensions until September 4th. But if you've been certifying on a claim that is expired, you will be stuck in pending until you file a new claim or have an extension applied to your old claim, which can only be done after the EDD notes that you do not qualify for a new claim. Now, what if you are pending for another reason? You are within your benefit year or your PUA and your benefit year has been extended. Well, there are several different reasons why you could still be pending. In most cases, a pending certification for a claim that is not expired means that the EDD has triggered a stop payment alert on your certification or your claim. That means that the EDD's internal system is telling them that you need to be re-evaluated and confirmed that you do in fact qualify to collect benefits. Most claimants, they do qualify and their certifications are valid and do meet the requirements that the EDD gave them. However, because the EDD's internal computer systems are not pandemic proof, they aren't set up for the pandemic, although they should be at this point in time, they are not set up for the pandemic, and when you certify in a way that goes against what the EDD wants to see in a certification normally, then it can trigger what's known as a stop payment alert, which holds your payments and gets you stuck in pending until a customer service representative is able to talk to you and lift the hold. Common causes for a stop payment alert is in your certifications if you state that you are not able to accept full-time work, that you are not looking for work, or other causes for concern within the EDD system. Now, the EDD does tell you that no, you don't have to look for work. and that you may stay home with your child who is home from school. But unfortunately, because their system is programmed with these stop payment alerts, it will automatically put you into pending until you're able to clear it with a customer service representative. Now, in most cases, customer service representatives will not reach out to you for this issue. So if you are stuck in pending and it is not the end of your benefit year, then call customer service. Another reason why you may be stuck in pending would be if you have a brand new claim. If you have a brand new claim, whether it is a first time claim or you have filed a new claim after the end of your benefit year, you may see your weeks stuck in pending for up to 3 weeks. Up to 3 weeks on a new claim, the EDD is reviewing your information. During that point in time, if you were allowed to certify, your payments will still be pending, and they will continue to be pending until that review period has ended. There's nothing you can do about it. If you call into customer service, they will simply tell you that you must wait until the review period has ended. What about those of you that have 1 week paid and 1 week pending from a certification period? This is going to be the case for those of you that fall into one of 2 different camps. Number 1, you may have 1 week paid and 1 week pending if you reach the end of your benefit year mid-cycle. So if you had 1 week under the old benefit year and then you certified for an expired week after your claim had expired, then that remaining week over here would be stuck in pending until you file a new claim. Second reason for 1 week paid and 1 week pending could be because you are awaiting an extension. If you are awaiting an extension, that would mean that you certified and you were paid for claim week ending March 13th. That was the last day of the old stimulus bills extensions. On March 14th through March 20th, that would be your pending week. That week would be pending because you are now under the new stimulus bill, and as a PEUC claim, you would be waiting for the next round of extensions to be implemented. Now, the next round of extensions aren't going to be implemented until roughly 4/10 through 4/30. The EDD has stated that they will begin updating claims 4/10 through 4/30 for PEUC extensions. So expect that pending week to be pending until you receive your next extension. Next, let's talk about those of you that are saying not paid or disqualified. If you're saying not paid or disqualified, that is a red flag. You need to call into customer service and they need to tell you what is wrong with your claim and why you have been disqualified. Next, let's talk about those of you that are telling me that ID.me is giving you an extremely long wait time. ID.me did this as well back in December and January when we had a massive amount of claimants who were required to verify their ID in a very large, unreasonable batch. Now, ID.me could not handle the volume of those claimants, and right now they are seeing another surge as PUA has been reinstated. Now, not all claimants are required to do a video call with ID.me. Some claimants are able to verify quickly and easily, and some are not, and they are required to do a video call. Unfortunately, if you're required to do a video call, the wait time has been extreme. If you have to do a video call, try to initiate it at an off-peak time. Very late at night, very early in the morning. Next, if you cannot get through to your ID.me video call, this is weird, but you're going to want to tweet Blake Hall on Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter, go make a Twitter if you're having these problems. They have been very responsive to people on Twitter when they ask for help. Their CEO, Blake Hall, can be tagged on Twitter and you can tell them that you're having problems, and they have been responding to claimants that way. Next, let's talk about those of you that are experiencing website delays when you go to do your certifications. This is becoming a regular thing. As the EDD is applying extensions to claims that have been waiting to certify, people are running to the website is crashing. Now, unfortunately, the EDD is not addressing the issue in a way that fixes the problem because we saw this happen not just 1 week, but 2 weeks in a row. I would anticipate it to happen again. It may be fine for this next week, but once PEUC gets their extensions, there's going to be a great influx in terms of certification. So I would anticipate this to happen again. Now, the tricks to try to get through to your certifications page if it does not load on your certification day is to try to use the UI Online mobile app feature. You can access this once you log in from either a desktop or a mobile device, and once you log in, you're going to click on the mobile app option. This form of the website seems to function better than the standard desktop version. Additionally, if you are not a PUA claim, your UI, PEUC, Fed Ed, you should be able to certify using Telecert, which is the phone number that you can call in 24 hours a day, and it's an automated phone line. Unfortunately, PUA claimants cannot use this phone line. The other thing that does seem to work, which sounds very silly, is simply refreshing your browser over and over and over again until the page eventually loads. If you run into certification problems, know that in both weeks that the certification pages crashed, claimants were able to access it and certify the following day. Try not to panic if the website goes down. I know you all really need your payments right away, but if it does go down, know that you should be able to certify the following day. Next, let's talk about those of you who are reaching the end of your benefit year and you're wondering if you need to file a new claim. The EDD states online that if you're a UI, PEUC, Fed Ed, you must file a new claim when you reach the end of your benefit year. In order to locate your benefit year, go to UI Online, look at your claim start date, and count out 12 months. That's the end of your benefit year. Even if it says on extension, count out 12 months from the claim start date. Once you reach the end of that date, you must file a new claim. Some claimants on Fed Ed continue to receive payouts after the end of their benefit year. However, the second that your Fed Ed claim goes into pending, you need to file a new claim. You can do this online, and if you know that you will qualify for a new claim, then do it online. But if you know that you will not qualify for a new claim, I recommend calling into customer service and doing it over the phone. That way, customer service is able to note in your account that you do not qualify for a new claim without having to undergo the entire process of reapplying. Now, what happens if you do not qualify for a new claim because you did not work at all in the last year? Well, if you do not qualify for a new claim, then you will be able to stay on your old claim and continue collecting. In order to do this, the EDD does need to note if you do not qualify for a new claim in your system. You'll then be able to collect PEUC extension up until claim week ending September 4th. Now, if you are required to file for a new claim and you do not qualify for a new claim, I want to identify a thing that is going to alarm you and confuse you. First, the EDD will send you a notice of determination. They will send you a letter stating that you do not qualify for a claim with a $0 balance award. If you receive this notification in the mail following an application for a new claim, don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed, because if you're denied a new claim when you reach the end of your benefit year, the next notice that will follow will be a notice stating that you do qualify to have your old claim extended. It's unfortunate that these two letters come separately. You can't send all of this information in one document because it's very confusing, but know that you will be able to have your old claim extended up until September 4th. Next, let's talk about the next round of extensions. The most recent stimulus bill granted an extension of PEUC and PUA up through claim week ending September 4th. That means that if you were on a UI claim and you reach the end of your benefits, you will be able to collect up until September 4th. If you are on a PEUC extension and you have reached a $0 balance, that you will be able to collect up until claim week ending September 4th. And if you were on PUA, you will be able to collect up until September 4th. Now, if you are on Fed Ed, you will be able to use up all of your Fed Ed weeks, and then immediately following the end of that, you will be able to go onto a PEUC extension up until September 4th. If at any point in time during that span you are on UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed and you reach the end of your benefit year, you must file a new claim before you continue to collect. In addition to PEUC and PUA being extended, we also have an extension of the $300 FPUC boost, which is the additional $300 on top of your regular weekly benefit award amount. That has also been extended up until claim week ending September 4th. Now, PUA claims should have already been extended. The EDD did publish that they anticipated finishing that by March 28th. If you are PUA and you have seen your end date extended to September 4th, but you have not seen any additional claim balance, Don't worry, you will have additional claim balance added in at some point in time so that you are able to continue certifying once you exhaust your balance. If you are PEUC, you will have not received the most recent extension yet. You may be seeing a $0 maximum benefits paid notice, or you may be receiving a few additional payments before your claim balance is exhausted. Well, PEUC will be extended and will have the extensions applied sometime between April 10th and April 30th. In between April 10th and April 30th, the EDD will be applying PEUC extensions to your claims. There is no action needed as long as you are within your benefit year. If you have reached the end of your benefit year and you are UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed, then you're required to file a new claim. Next, let's talk about those of you that have frozen Bank of America cards. This issue is coming up more frequently once again, unfortunately. If you have a frozen Bank of America EDD debit card, that means that there was fraudulent activity or suspected fraudulent activity on your card. You most likely will see a negative balance on your card when you try to look at it, and the card itself will be locked and you won't be able to transfer any funds. I want you to follow a few steps if this is your case. Number 1, call Bank of America EDD card services right away. Number 2, call the EDD and ask them to send you paper checks instead of sending money to your debit card. That way you can still receive future payments without having them go to a frozen card that you cannot access. Number 3, I want you to contact your assembly member. Contact your assembly member. They will be well aware of this issue and they will be able to act as another force putting pressure on getting this issue resolved for you. They will follow up with B of A, EDD, and you as well. If you're an EDD claimant and you have a B of A EDD debit card, I want to reiterate, do not keep claim balance on your P of A debit card. Do not keep it there. Transfer it out to your personal bank account. The EDD debit cards leave themselves open to a lot of fraudulent activities because they do not have a chip in them. Because of that, it is very easy for scammers to take information from card swipers and to use the card information to use fraudulent charges. Don't keep a balance on your EDD card for any reason. Next, let's talk about the MEUC boost. I don't have any new information for you guys. I've been waiting for this and the EDD has not addressed it. Now, the EDD has stated that the MEUC boost will continue out through September 4th. However, they have not addressed anything having to do with getting it up and running. This program is still not active, and while the EDD does plan to utilize it, it currently has no new information. Next, let's talk about those of you that are returning to work but only are working part-time. Many of you are starting to return to work and are working part-time hours, and you're wondering if you can still continue to collect, and if so, how much. The EDD will have you certify for the amount that you receive. Now, if you're self-employed, you will claim the income on your certifications the week that you actually receive the money. If you are employed by an employer, you're a W-2 employee, you will certify for your income the week in which you do the work. If your weekly earnings are $100 or less, the first $25 of your earnings don't count towards disqualifying your payment. Any amount over $25 is subtracted from your weekly benefit amount, and you are paid the difference. For example, if your weekly benefit amount is $145, you worked and earned $26 during the certification week, then the first $25 of your income would not apply. Therefore, you would be paid $144. Now, if your weekly earnings are more than $100, so if you're $101 or more in terms of how much you earned that week, then the first 25% of your earnings do not count. For example, if your weekly benefit amount is $315, you worked and earned $200 during the certification week. Since your weekly earnings are more than $100, the first 25% does not apply. We would then do 25% times your earnings. 25% times $200 equals $50. $200 minus $50 equals $150. That means that $150 would be subtracted from your regular weekly benefit award amount, and you would be paid $165. In order to receive the $300 boost, you must receive some sort of payout, so $1 or more of unemployment benefits. If you worked and you do not qualify to receive any form of benefits, you will be noted as excessive earnings in your certifications. Next, let's talk about if you're receiving a PPP loan and you're receiving unemployment. I'm receiving this question a lot more frequently as those of you are applying for a second draw or first draw PPP with the deadline being extended. Now, information is going to vary state by state. But in the state of California, you must claim self-employment income. With that being said, when you first receive your PPP loan funds, it's not personal income. It's sent to your business. How you use the money depends on if you will need to certify for it or not. 60% or more of those PPP funds must be used for either payroll or owner's compensation. If you are paying yourself and you're using it for owner's compensation, the amount that you pay yourself is going to be what you must claim on your bi-weekly certifications. Why? Because you're transferring that money from your business account over to your personal account, and that is self-employment income. Please keep in mind that I am not a CPA, and I do advise checking with your CPA regarding your PPP loan funds. Let's talk about those of you that are seeing maximum benefits paid. If you're seeing maximum benefits paid in your UI online, your claim is going to be extended up until claim week ending September 4th. Do you have to do anything? If you are within your benefit year has not ended, you do not have to do anything. If your benefit year has ended and you're on PUA, you do not have to do anything. If your benefit year has ended and you are PEUC, Fed Ed, UI, you must file a new claim. Now, how do you know which type of unemployment claim you are? If you need to determine if you are PUA, UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed, you're going to click on UI Online, you're going to click on Claims History. From Claims History, you're going to click on your most recent transaction. Your most recent transaction will show the program code, and if you see UI, you are on a regular traditional unemployment claim. If you see DUA, you most likely are on a PUA claim. The only reason why you would not be on a PUA claim is if you are claiming unemployment due to a natural disaster such as a wildfire that is different from the pandemic. If you see extension tier 1, extension tier 2, or extension tier 3, that is a PEUC extension. The PEUC extensions have 3 different sections, and they're noting that as tier 1, 2, and 3. If you call into customer service, they are also noting it as PEUX or PUX. PEUC tier 1 was the first 13-week extension. PEUC tier 2 is the second 11-week extension, and PEUC tier 3 is the third 29-week extension. Okay, you guys, I hope that was helpful. Please click like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below. You guys, I just filmed this whole complicated video while I have a migraine and I can't see. I can only see out of like one eye, and I still did it.